What's up and welcome back to another video. I'm Kipper, you can call me Kipper, and today we'll be making 2 Minecraft Bedrock crop farms. Before we get into the video, if you're new here or if you haven't already, please go like, subscribe, leave me a comment. It really helps out, helps me grow the channel with YouTube's new engagement system. So any help is appreciated. Thank you very much. And now we can get into the video. Alright, and these are the materials you'll need for the first farm. About 3 stacks of dirt, 41 slabs, 9 dispensers, 11 redstone repeaters, 3 trapdoors, 9 hoppers, 2 chests, a lever, 39 redstone dust, and you'll need about 11 buckets of water. And you'll also need some seeds, or whatever you want to plant in the farm. And you'll need about 3 stacks of those as well. But now we just want to start on the farm, so we want to find a 9x7 section. So it's going to be 9 that way, and then 7 back this way. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there, and then we're going to fill that in. And it should look something like this. And then now we're going to get out our slabs, and we're going to do this right above the dirt block, 1 slab, and then we're just going to go down each side just like this, and then we're going to do the other side too. You can break that and do that, and it should be looking like this. It should be 9 blocks wide and then 7 long. So we're going to break a hole for water in the center. It should be 4 blocks for each side, and then 3 blocks up and down. And then once we do that, we're going to come back here and we're going to build another layer right here. 1 up from that layer, so it's a step up. And we're also just going to do that, a 9x7, so that it looks like this. And then again, we're going to break out the center block and place a water in it. And then we're going to do our slabs on the sides. And make sure it's 1 up, and we can actually leave 1 right there just to make that look filled in. And we're doing it to both sides. And it should be looking like this. And then we just need to build 1 more layer like this right back here. Make sure it steps up 1, and it should look like this when you have all 3 layers built. And now we're gonna build our collection system. So we're gonna skip 1 block from the front center, place a temporary block, and we're gonna connect a hopper to that. Make sure it's connected to that block, and then we're gonna connect hoppers to that hopper going this way, and then we're gonna go to the other side, and we're going to connect hoppers to that center hopper going this way, so that you have a full row of hoppers right there. And then we're going to break the temporary block and place a chest, and you can make it a double chest if you want to. And then we're going to go and we're going to put trapdoors on top of all our water sources just like this. And then at the very back of the farm, we need to place a row of blocks. We're going to put dispensers here on top of all of these at the very back. And then we're going to want to bring this out by 2 more blocks back here. Like this. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to bring this out 2 more, and then we're going to bring it down. And we're going to bring this all the way to the front of the farm. We want it to be all the way level with the front of the farm, so it needs to come down 1 more. We'll just do it right here with the natural flow of the land. Excuse me, Mr. Pig. And bring that all the way to the front, so that you have something that looks like this on the back and down 1 side of your farm. And then we're going to place our redstone repeaters facing into the back of all of our dispensers, and then we're going to place redstone just like this all the way down our line of blocks to right there. And now we're going to put a lever here, and this will power the farm when we're ready to power the farm. But first, we need to plant some crops. So we're going to do that now. We've got it fertilized. I just put some seeds in here, some wheat seeds. You can put whatever you want in here. You can do different things on each level. It will harvest whatever, you just have to plant the seeds. And now we're going to flip our lever and see how far the redstone goes. Find where it gets low, and we're going to place some redstone repeaters. And now we want to put water in all of our dispensers. And then once we have water in all of our dispensers, we're going to come back to the front of the farm, and we're going to get our slabs back out because we want to wrap around the front of our hoppers just to make sure that no items get pushed off of the hoppers and don't get collected. We want to make sure they all stop and sit on top of the hoppers so they get collected into the system. We're going to put glass over the chest so that we can still open it. And then once we have done that, the farm should be good to go. You'll flip the lever, the water comes out, pushes all of our crops into the hoppers, and then you double flip the lever so you turn it off, on, and then off, and it'll pull the water back in. And now you can go back out and replant your crops, and everything else will be collected right here in your chest. And that is our first crop farm. So now it's time for the next one. Materials. The materials you'll need for the second farm are about 2 stacks of dirt, a stack and a half of glass, a stack and a half of slabs. And this is just for one. You can build multiple of these, but you'll need about a stack of whatever you want to plant: a bucket of water, trapdoor, composter, jack-o'-lantern, fletching table, 3 hoppers, 2 chests, and some torches. You won't need a whole stack, you'll just need a few to put around to make sure it stays lit up so nothing spawns. The first thing we're going to do is mark a center block, and then we'll place 4 blocks out, and then we'll place 4 blocks out from that. And then we're going to fill that in so we have a whole 4 block section. And we're going to come 4 blocks this way, and we're going to fill this in like this, so that we have 2 4-block sections. And then we bring this one down by 4, and we go all the way over to the end, and we'll get a full 9x9 garden area, just like this. And now we can break our center block. Well, yeah, let's get a good look. You got a full 9x9 area right here, and now we can break the center block and put a water in. And that's going to keep our farm fertilized, hydrated, whatever. And then place a trapdoor over the top of our water. And then we're going to come outside, and we're going to build a glass wall around 3 sides of it. We're not going to do one side yet because we're going to need to get a villager in here. So we're going to bring that to here, and then we want to make it 2 blocks high. So we'll do another layer all the way around here like this, and we have a 2-block high glass wall that will keep our villager in this farm farming. I'll also keep him safe, and it should be looking like this. And now we're just going to go ahead and till all of that and plant some stuff. I did carrots in this one because why not? And now you'll just need to let those grow, and we need to work on getting our collection system set up. So we're going to place 2 blocks down right here in the center of the farm, and then we can wrap this around right here. We want 3 blocks in our center area, so we can bring those one more. So we have 1, 2, 3 blocks right here, and then we're going to place 2 temporary blocks on this side, and we want to come back here, and we're going to connect a hopper into that one. So make sure that funnels into that temporary block, and then we're going to connect 2 hoppers into that hopper, just like this. And this will be most of the collection system. So now we're going to go ahead and add another layer to these glass blocks, and then we're going to put trapdoors above our hoppers like this on the top of our glass blocks so that the roof of the farm stays level. And then we can put 2 more temporary blocks here, put glass on top of those, and then build another glass wall at the back because another villager will go in this area. So now we want to come out here to our farm, and we're going to place a composter on top of the trapdoor and a jack-o'-lantern on top of the composter so that our villager farming the crops never composts any extra he has. He'll try to bring it to our Fletcher that we're going to have over here and give it to him. So now we want to get our villager in here, and to do that we can just break one little section and put some mine carts in. I'll have to make that not cropland. And then yeah, you just run some mine carts out, or run some rails out and get a mine cart. Get your villager into the minecart, and then you can just push him into the farm. And we'll break the rail, and we'll fix our cropland. We'll till that, replant a carrot there, and then we can fix our wall and get rid of our rails. We can go up to the top up here, and we can break the minecart. And you might have to do the cropland again, but you can still reach that from the top also. And now we have our farmer in here to farm. We just need to fill his inventory with carrots so that anytime he collects any, his inventory is full and he'll have to go get rid of some. And I don't remember exactly how many stacks this takes. I think it takes 6, but just drop carrots till he stops picking them up, and any extra you drop he'll wind up putting into the collection system anyway. So throw down a bunch of carrots for that guy, and now we don't have to worry about him anymore. We need to worry about the next one. So we'll leave him be, and we'll come over here. Actually, before we do that, we're going to cover it. We're going to cover everything with slabs, because he's all finished. Even our trapdoors covered with slabs. We can go ahead and put slabs on these spots too. And now we'll place some torches. We want to go about 3 blocks from each end. So go in 3 blocks, and go in 3 blocks and place a torch. Just do that all the way around. That with the jack-o'-lantern will make sure that the inside of the farm stays nice and lit up. Clear some of this, and now we need to place this guy a bed so that he will actually start working. So we'll go, this is the right next to it, we want to go 1 block away just to make sure he doesn't glitch and sleep in his bed and pull himself out of the farm, like glitch through the walls. So make sure there's like a 1 block gap. And now we can work on our other villager. So you can do the same thing to get him in this little spot. You can break out these little glass blocks and just place rails, or you can use a boat with a lead, pull him in there, but then put a slab over it once you got him in there. And we're going to place a fletching table, make sure he connects to it, and just to be sure he doesn't unlink from this table, you can trade with him. 1 trade should do it. And then we're going to come to this side, the temporary block that our hopper connected to, and we're going to place a chest. And then we're going to connect another chest to that, and that's the collection system. We need to place a bed for the Fletcher, and that is a complete farm. Now the farmer villager should, as the crops grow, he should harvest them. He can't compost them. His inventory is full, so he'll bring them and try to give them to the Fletcher. And when he drops them, the hoppers will grab them. And if you want to make it a little more clean, you can actually place the beds like under them. Just make sure that there's a good 1 block gap so that they don't glitch through the wall to sleep in the bed. can dig down these spots just like this and clear out these blocks, break their beds, and just make sure that they get the particles and that they have linked to it, because they need to be linked to a bed and a workstation in Bedrock to actually do their job. And this guy, for some reason, is not wanting to link to his bed. Maybe it's because it was under the block. Okay, yes, so make sure it's got open air above the bed and that they are linked to the beds. And this farm will slowly start farming. It'll take a little while to get going, but once it gets going, it produces a good bit. So like if you wanted to bone meal all of the crops before you got your villagers in there and sealed it off, that would speed it up some. And another thing about this farm design is if you come on the other side and you build another 9x9 just like this, then you can actually connect up a whole nother farm for a different type of crop or the same type of crop. But you just do pretty much the exact same thing for the first one. Build your 9x9 dirt, put a water source in the middle, trapdoor on top, composter on top of the trapdoor, jack-o'-lantern on top of that. Get your crops planted, your wall around it, the villagers inside, and you can just connect it right up to this one with a hopper into that chest. And then you can break this glass and do more hoppers right there. And then you'd break the glass above the hopper and have your other villager in here. And he would collect and try to throw it to the Fletcher also, and the hopper system would collect it. So you can double up this farm if you want to. And that's it. 2 farms, 1 video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it useful. If you did, or if you didn't, leave me a like. Leave me a comment. Subscribe. It really helps out. Really appreciate it. Trying to reach 500 subscribers in 2025. So you clicking a button could help me get there. And I would appreciate it. So, yeah. That'll be it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Have a day.